Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. We are from group 3 which consists of 6 members which are me, myself, Nur Syuhada binti Wan Maisha, metric number 273912.
Hi everyone, my name is Amzar Khalil bin Aminuddin. My metric number is 272274.
Hello everyone, my name is Akmal Firdaus bin Hamzah and my metric number is 271257.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Natasha binti Muhammad Johannes and my metric number is 272268.
Hello everyone, my name is Rabiatun Nadra binti Haris, metric number 273936.
Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. My name is Noliana binti Harun and my metric number is 272315.
Okay, today we will discuss regarding the case study of Twitter. Shall we start the discussion now?
Yes, we should discuss now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
understanding. Twitter was an online microbiology and social networking service that let users post text-based message called tweets and status updates that were up to 40 characters long. It was founded in 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Stone, and Evan Williams. However, until the fourth quarter of 2017, Twitter had failed to provide any financial gains, and this profit had come as a result of cutting costs, and it did not growing the business. So, what about your opinion, Amza, regarding this case study?
Okay, thank you Shahada for giving me the opportunity to give my point of view for this case study. From my point of view, I stated that in 2018, Twitter shows its first full year profit, and it was due to the largely to maintain the low cost and the impact of the taxation. So the revenue of the 3 billion in 2018 was an increasement of 24% over the previous year, which is 2017. But therefore, in 2019, Twitter are set to focus on making sure their profit and also their growth are sustainable over the year, and expected the company's operating expenses to increase by for about 20% year by year due to the growth and the support for the company's investment priorities. So I think that's all from my opinion and my point of view for this case study. So does anyone else want to add other information or your opinion on this matter?
Okay, me. I want to add some point regarding this case study, which are not only that, they also were set to quality. Later on, they would like to promote more conversation on Twitter to ensure that it is the place where people all around the world go to see and talk. Lastly, revenue, product and sales to support the growth of Twitter customers around the world. Anyone know what the recent issue on Elon Musk?
I know what it is. Before I start, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to give my opinion. So basically, recently, Twitter had announced that they have made deal with Elon Musk to sell this social media platform to him, which is based on our case study, Twitter. He would take the company private by paying $54.2 per share in cash. So basically, Musk has said that he plans to get rid of the spam and automated posts on Twitter as part of his reason to buy this platform, and also he mentioned he wants to improve it. And based on Twitter CEO announced that he won't use the deal as an excuse to avoid making important decision for the health of the company, nor will any leader at Twitter. How about your opinion, Rabiatul? Do you know what are the macro environmental factors that will be appear to have the greatest potential impact on this case study, which is Twitter?
Yes, I have identified the macro environmental factors that appear to have the greatest potential impact on Twitter, which is economic, technological, and legal environment. So these three have already had a direct impact on Twitter's development. Moreover, the macroeconomic environment is going against Twitter. The other social media platform have been more profitable than Twitter. So that has not been profitable at all until recently. So what about you, Liana? Do you have any other opinion to be added in this discussion?
Thank you, Rabiatul, for asking me. Yes, I have my point of view, which are the technological environment is also a very challenging factor for the right development of Twitter, because I believe it is a fast changing and exigent environment. This environment is very difficult to keep up with, but it may be the most important part of the sector. The legal environment is one that they have to keep an eye all the time, and is linked with the political macro environment. There are a lot of laws that are changing because this is a very recent subject. Companies such as Facebook have already had problems with the law because of the misuse of private information, for example. So next, shall we move to the next topic, which are societal environment, PESTEL, including current trends about the case study?
Yes, we should.
Okay,
Yes.
before that, in general, I will let everyone know a PESTEL analysis is an acronym for a tool used to identify the macro external forces facing an organization. The letters stand for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal. Yes.
Sorry, Liana. Sorry to interrupt you. Can I add my opinion regarding pastel analysis?
Yes, you may.
So, in my opinion, pastel is a concept that that may use by Twitter to keep a track of the external factors impacting the organization, and I believe it will definitely allow Twitter to have a strategic as well as systematic evaluation in Twitter prospect. Do you guys agree with my point of view?
Oh, okay, yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Aliana and Natasha for the explanation about the pastel. I will start to discuss about the issue. So after I go through the article, I recognize that few social environmental issue appears on this case study. So I will discuss some point regarding the political factor. So basically, at the political level, there are not a lot of main factors that can have an impact on Twitter, but the main risk and possible threat to Twitter is its worldwide presence and that it has to adapt to each and every different political environment. So Twitter gives the individuals with a specific belief system to increase their comparable supporters. So a significant number of the current world pioneers have a functioning Twitter account. So the highlight are very effectively versatile and as far as possible allows the individuals to be heard inside a little breaking point. Beside that, the political factors also play the significant role in determining the factors that can impact Twitter's long-term profitability in a certain or country or market. Um, Twitter is operating in internet information providers in more than dozen countries and expose itself to different type of political environment and political system risk. So to achieve success in such a dynamic internet information providers, the industry across various countries is to diversify the systematic risk of a political environment. So I think that's all from my view. So Firdaus, maybe you want to discuss some point about the economic factors.
Okay. Thank you to Hamzah for your points. So now I will talk about economics. And economy's performance that directly impact have resonating long-term effects. For example, in the inflation rate of an economy would affect the way companies price their products and services. Adding to that, it would affect the purchasing power of the consumer and change demand supply models for that economy. Economic factors include inflation rate, interest rates, foreign exchange rates, economic growth patterns, and much more. It also accounts for the foreign direct investment (FDI) depending on certain specific industries who are undergoing this analysis. The economic macro environment is positive. It's a new emerging sector in full growth, but it's not easy to be able to adapt to this growth. Other companies like Facebook are growing at much faster speed and Twitter has an impact on the company's development. So in order to have the economics to be growth, the responsible parties should take these initiatives and incentives in order to have economic development. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter, Liana.
Thank you, Firdaus. Next, I would like to explain the social factors of pastel. Basically, social and cultural differences around the world have an impact on the company communications strategy that similarly happen to Twitter also. The focus here is on the social environment and identifying emerging trends. Society, culture, and way of doing things impact the culture of an organization in an environment. For instance, education level, the way of doing things, and attitudes play a significant role in the impact of Twitter and its penetration in a new market level. We can see that many people use social networks to follow the news and public figure that they like. Furthermore, social changes have increased a voice on Twitter through spreading philosophies across the country. It has allowed social development in the region to increase national consideration. The requirement for social equity has been supported through web-based live stages, including Twitter. It can be seen that social factors that impact Twitter would be in fact that Twitter has made a mark on this world and has become very influential and impacts social media on every level because of how it allows people to express themselves on every topic. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Natasha and she will explain regarding the technological factors. Thank you.
Liana, before you end your opinion, may I know, do you agree that social in pastel will include cultural barriers and also social development?
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I have my own opinion regarding the technological factors of pastel. So basically, first of all, in pastel, technological factors which will include variables which relate to the existence, availability, and development of technology. As you guys know, in today's era, technology is everywhere and it is changing rapidly, right?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, technological factors are variables that are being used for evaluating available alternative with respect to technological capabilities and important tools for improving operations and also functions. However, based on this case study, which is Twitter, um, there are a lot of emerging social medias that are possible substitutes to what Twitter is offering to the public. This includes endangers its correct development because I believe it is a very competitive market and a market that evolves very fast, especially in this technological evolution. But I believe at the same time, the technological trend will give more and more potential users of Twitter every day. At the same time, these fast evolutions the market does will not give enough time to adapt and also perform correctly at the same pace as the worldwide technological advance. Uh, Shuhada, do you have any opinion regarding the environmental factors?
Yes, I do have, but before that, I would like to ask you, Natasha. Just now, you mentioned that there are few competitors that can substitute the Twitter. So, what are they? May I know? What is the
Um,
competitors that can substitute Twitter?
okay, so basically, as I said just now, there are a lot of emerging social medias, such as Instagram, Facebook, that are, I believe, it will possible substitutes to what Twitter is offering to us as a user of this social media platform, which I believe this endangers its crap development because it is a very competitive market and a market that will evolve very fast, especially in this technological evolution. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. So yeah, based on my analysis, there are few environmental factors of pastel that influence Twitter. Firstly, we will start with recycling and waste management. The growing environmental pollution coupled with technological advancement has compelled business organizations to adopt innovative recycling and waste management practices. In some countries, recycling has become a business norm. Moreover, adopting efficient waste management practices in organization units that are located in or near urban areas is highly crucial for Twitter. Many countries have placed strict norms to protect their urban area through the effective waste management. Okay, next is renewable technologies. Some countries offer subsidies for encouraging investment in the renewable technologies. Twitter can benefit from it and invest in renewable technologies to ensure their long-term sustainability. This investment will also increase stakeholder satisfaction and expand the customer base due to the enhanced brand image. Okay, lastly, attitude towards eco-friendly products. There is a growing trend towards the use of green or eco-friendly products nowadays. Therefore, Twitter can take it as an opportunity and adopt green business practice to win the trust of stakeholders. Regulatory bodies' emphasis on ensuring compliance with environmental norms is altering the product innovation priorities. It also requires the Twitter to prioritize and focus on marketing the eco-friendly nature of their product over customary value proposition. So, as we know, we need to take care of the stakeholder interest, right? This is because stakeholders will impact the wider ecosystem of the business, and stakeholders also are the best source of funding for a company. Okay, maybe Rabiata has something to add on to this poster.
Yes, I also have a few points regarding to the legal factor about that can impact the Twitter company. So the first point is rise in cybersecurity and cyber stalking. So nowadays everyone is worried about their profile being not secret, right? So it is important that the data protection become an important issue due to consumer privacy and security concerns. So Twitter need to study data protection regulation to protect the customer data. And moreover, they also have a law that to set the maximum price, ensure a certain quality standard, and protect consumer from fraudulent marketing claims. Twitter also must consider this factor to ensure compliance with consumer protection law. The second one is employee protection law and anti-discrimination law. So, Twitter company should follow the employee health and safety law, as some countries have strict regulation to ensure their employee safety by providing a secure work environment for their employee at the workplace. It is an ethical and moral obligation for every company and not only Twitter. Similarly, as anti-discrimination law, it is like equal employment opportunity also need to be carefully studied when developing human resource practice as discriminatory suits against employer can harm the organizational image and also can affect the organizational ability to attract and retain their employee talent. The third one is privacy and government regulation globally. So these legal force are not only changing, but are often still under test by courts. Therefore, there is a tendency for Twitter to be different from one country to another as far as interpretation and application is considered. So now Twitter current policy and practice does severely affected and can even result in its business being harmed. So Twitter should also closely working with government and regulatory authorities to adjust its business policy as per prevailing regulation. Do you guys agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree.
So that's all my points.
Uh, Sorry to interrupt. Can I add the advantages of pastel analysis in this Twitter case study?
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
sure.
sure.
Yes.
So, in my point of view, I believe there are several advantages for Twitter to implement this pastel, which I believe it will facilitate an understanding of Twitter in wider environment, which I believe it also will encourage the development of external and also strategic thinking of a Twitter company. So from my point of view also it can enable Twitter to anticipate future threats and also take an action to avoid or minimize their impact. That's all from me. Do you guys have any other opinion on the advantage of pastel?
Yes, I also believe that pastel advantages can provide an advanced warning of potential threats and opportunities. Um, it also can encourage Twitter to consider the external environment in which they operate. And I also believe that the analysis can help organization understand the external trends. That's all from me. If you guys can add some of advantages, you may speak.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. So, if there is no other advantages, I just want to conclude about the advantages that have been given by Liana and Natasha, which is basically the main purpose of the pastel analysis is to understand what is the external forces may affect the organization and how those factors could create opportunities or trade the businesses. So basically, the pastel analysis will help the organization or the company to understand the current external influences on the business. So by that, you can work on the fact rather than the assumption. So that's all from me.
Okay, so I will ask one by one. If you guys don't have any other question, you may say no. Liana, do you have any other point to say?
I think no, because I hear all the case study that we present.
Okay, what about Amza? Do you have any other opinion to add?
Okay, for me also no, because all clear for me.
Okay, next, Shuhada, do you have any other opinion to add?
So far, I don't have anything to add. Everything is clear. Yeah.
Okay, next, Rabiatu, do you have any other opinion to add?
Yes, I want to add
Okay.
some importance of pastel pastel analysis. So pastel analysis is actually while entering in a new business, it helps to break free of unconscious assumption for every company. It also helps to effectively adapt to the reality of the new environment. So that's how pastel analysis work.
Okay, thank you for your statement, Rabiatul. And next, Daus, do you have any other point to say? So I guess no.
No.
Okay. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.